All right, we're going to be replacing the valve body on a 42 RLE transmission. This one's in a Jeep Liberty 2008. Okay, next we've got ours up on a lift, but this can be done on ramps too. Either way, you're going to have to drop remove the bolts for the transmission cross member and allow you to lower the back end of the transmission so you can grab the connectors. And then we'll pull the pan and the valve body out of the transmission. So here's a picture of the valve body. I got a remanufactured valve body to save time on doing this repair. On the driver's side is where the shaft is for the shifting, and two electrical connectors. They're on the driver's side. On the passenger side is one connector. So when you look underneath, there is the shifter cable. It's on a ball linkage, so you can just get a flathead screwdriver under that and pop that off of the shifter linkage. And then you'll have to have it in park to access the nut. Once you loosen the nut, you'll have to make sure to put your vehicle into low. So run the shifter forward towards the front of the vehicle to put it in low. That's the only way you're going to be able to remove the entire valve body assembly. If you have it in any other gear, it rides a rail, which I'll show later, that you're going to have a lot of problems removing the part. So that's very important to make sure it's in low. If you're on ramps, make sure you have blocks behind your wheels. There you can see the connector, the red tab on a brown connector. So we release the pin or the tab and then press it to pull up. And then there were two on the driver's side. There's the green one, and then right next to it a smaller little black one with a red tab on it. Alright, so on the shifter, we put some spray on it. Now to get to the nut, we had to move it into, I guess what would have been park. But then before we remove this, we've got to put it into low because there's a mechanism inside that'll get locked in a rail. So it has to be in low to remove the entire assembly. But this is really hard to get to. All right, so we're draining the fluid. I got 13 10mm bolts around the pan. All right, so we got the pan down. Now we got to pull the filter, which is with a P25 Torx. All right, now we've got 13 10mm bolts all around the outer edge to pull the valve body out. Now there were a bunch of error codes I'm going to put up on the screen that you can get associated with this. I actually had no error codes, but was having hard shifting. And my workaround with the hard shifting was because it was second into third and third into fourth. So driving around town, I put it in tow mode. So it only used the first three gears. It never would try to go into fourth. And that alleviated a lot of the problem. But just that was temporary, just to get me to this point. All right, there were 6 more additional bolts to pull out before the whole assembly drops. All right, so when we're removing the assembly, inside there's 2 accumulators. You can see the springs and the cups on top of them. They're going to drop down. And we're having a little problem getting this out, and it's probably because of the rust buildup on the shaft up in there. So we're going to try tapping that down, see what we can do here. All right, so here it's out. There's the positions of the accumulators, and that was the shaft that was definitely giving us a problem, but we got it out. And just to show you what it looks like underneath, we got everything. You can see our connectors now better, fill, and everything else looks kind of clear in here. So this is why you got to have it in low. So this part's retracted. It's got a clip underneath that locks it onto this tab, And you see these rollers on the end here? They slide into this assembly here. So if you're engaged in park, that shaft is up in here and you're not going to be able to pull it down. It locks on that. That's why you have to be in low. So it's completely retracted. So we've got our new valve body back into place, or remanufactured. So it's just going to be a matter of going back, putting on all our electrical connectors, the pan, reconnecting our shift linkage, which even gave us problems putting it in. Yeah, we had to grease up the end of the shifter shaft to slide it up in, and lightly tap it, and then we'll make sure that that shifts with ease before we bolt everything completely back together. All right, cool. So we got everything into place. Just one thing is it did take 8 quarts of ATF +4 fluid, which I was surprised because it says that's what the system holds completely. Other than that, it all went in and we're good to go. Did a road test and we're just doing a last check for any leaks and everything's good. So I hope this helped. There's a tip link in the video and in the comment section. So if you saved money, like I know you saved a whole lot doing it yourself, help a brother out. Thanks.